Hello. I'm going to be reading Dear Evan Hansen, chapter 24. Like they've seen a ghost. That's what these kids look like when I arrive at the bus stop. Is it possible that I actually appear to them as hollow and immaterial as I feel inside? Or maybe it's just the fact that I haven't stood out here with them for a few weeks and they're surprised that I'm back. So am I. But also, I'm really not. I lied to Zoe and told her that I didn't need a ride to school this morning because my mother was going to take me. After what happened last night, it was easy for her to believe it. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. Morning came. I thought about skipping school, staying under the covers. I forced myself up. My mom had left for work. I found no notes waiting for me on the bathroom mirror or kitchen counter or on the front door on my way out. I stare at the ceiling through English and make good progress on boring a hole through my desk in calculus. I just want to be alone, the way I've always been. I don't want to be bothered or noticed or questioned, but that's just wishful thinking. When I'm heading to lunch out of nowhere, Elena seizes me. She's clearly been staked out here in front of the cafeteria waiting for my arrival. "Why did Connor kill himself?" she asks. Elena is business all the time, but today she's got an extra intensity, and I just wish for once that she could muster a simple hello before laying into me about, "Wait, what?" I say. "He was doing better," she says, a stack of papers in her hands. "That's what he told you in every single email. And then a month later, he kills himself?" Why do so many things in these emails just not make sense? Because sometimes things don't make sense, okay? Things are messy and complicated. Like you dating Zoe? She looks around and adds, "Do you know what people are saying about you?" What are people saying? It never occurred to me that people could be talking about me. For so long, going unnoticed was my default. Suddenly, I view my situation the way an outsider might. Evan Hansen is dating his best friend's sister just a few weeks after his death. Bleep. That looks bad. I try to wipe the thought from my mind and address Elena. "Why are you so obsessed with this? I mean, you didn't even know Connor." "Because it's important." Important because you were lab partners, or because, I don't know, maybe because it gives you another extracurricular for your college applications? Elena's expression changes into something I've never seen on her. Defeat. "Important," she says, trembling, "because I know what it's like to feel invisible, just like Connor, invisible and alone, and like nobody would even notice if I vanished into thin air. I bet you used to know what that felt like, too." She waits for me to say something. When I don't, she shakes her head at me and walks away. I no longer feel hollow. My chest is pounding, sweat on my brow. Elena awoke a primal reflex in me, fight or flight. For once, I'm ready for the former. I scan the cafeteria for Jared and spot him in the food line. We haven't spoken since our whatever that was the other day. It seems to take him forever to emerge on the other side of the line and settle up at the register. "We need more emails," I tell him. "Emails that show that Connor was getting worse." Jared rolls his eyes and laughs. "This isn't funny," I say. "Oh, I think it's hilarious," Jared says. "I think everyone would probably think it's hilarious." What is that supposed to mean? It means you should remember who your friends are. I practically had to beg Jared to be my friend, and now he tries to stand here and threaten me and pretend like his feelings are hurt. "You're even more manipulative than I thought. You told me the only reason you talk to me is because of your car insurance." He shrugs. "It's very interesting," I say. "What is?" "Your Israeli girlfriend." I make the air quotes so he doesn't miss my point. "And your buddies from camp. I've never heard you once mention any of their names." "I can if you want," Jared said. "What's your point?" I step closer. Maybe the only reason you talk to me is because you don't have any other friends. He smiles, but with no confidence. I could tell everyone everything. He's bluffing. If I go down, he goes down too. I lower my voice. Go ahead, Jared, do it. He doesn't react, so I keep going. Tell everyone how you helped write emails pretending to be a kid who killed himself. Once the words are out, I want to go back in time and unsay them. I've imagined in the past what it would take to render Jared speechless. I'm sorry I stumbled on the answer. You're a blank, blank, blank hole, Evan, he said finally. There's more bite in the words than in the delivery. For once, I gave him a taste of his own medicine. I thought it might feel better to be the one dishing it, but it's almost as bad as receiving it. I watch him walk away in the shoes I've worn. At the same time, I remember to smile. I want to assure anyone who is watching us that whatever they think they just saw was nothing more than harmless joking between friends. One of the people who happens to be watching from across the room is Zoe. It seems that flight is now the only real option. Somehow I place one foot in front of the other, and I turn away from her and walk right out the door. But I can't hide from Zoe for long. That night, after I've avoided her all day, she sends me a text. I'm outside your house. Hiding in my bedroom used to be a cinch. Not too long ago, there was maybe one person in the entire world who might look for me, and on many days, even that person, the one who'd given birth to me, would lose track, and the number would fall to 0. But lately, I feel like a wanted man. I get out of bed and look out my window. I see Zoe in the glow of the street lamp sitting on the trunk of her blue Volvo. After some hesitation, I type a response. Be right there. The exclamation is only for show. I'm always excited to see Zoe, but right now I've got layers upon layers of dread telling me to stay in seclusion. I open my drawer and find my Ativan. Strangely, the sight of my medicine makes me feel sick. I'm not that person anymore, and I don't want to go back. I drop the bottle and shut the drawer. I cast aside my doubt, and moments later I'm walking out of my house and joining Zoe on the street. Hey, I say, unsure whether to invite her inside or get in her car or what. She makes no move to embrace me. She just sits there. I remain standing, acknowledging the distance between us. How can there not be distance after what happened last night? It's one thing to assume there'd be distance and another thing to have it confirmed. Now that I'm witnessing it, I can't stand it. What's going on, she says. I just want to know. I check her face for some hint of intention, anything, but find it blank. I'm not sure what you mean. Nothing's going on. Nothing? Really? She says, a sudden edge to her voice. I feel the ground beneath me start to wobble. Is something wrong? She forces a laugh. Yeah, you've been ignoring me all day. I don't get it. I tried to do this nice thing for you, and then, I don't know, your mom freaked out, and yeah, I say, breathing out, I know. It's just kind of, what? Weird, don't you think? Yes, no, maybe. I really don't know what to think anymore. She sees my confusion. We've been dating a while now, and I just thought everything was going, that we were. She pauses, looks down. Your mom had no idea who I was. How's that possible? Did you not mention me even once? It's complicated, so complicated. My mom and I, it's not like that. Not like what, Evan? I kept telling you that I wanted to meet her, and you'd always just change the subject. What is that? First you have this secret friendship with my brother, and now I'm your secret girlfriend? I'm tired of it, of just being ignored all the time. I want to go to her. I'm sorry, I say. Stop. Really, I am. I didn't mean. Stop it, will you? Stop being sorry. Her words echo through the neighborhood. I want to follow them into the air and just disappear. She drops her head and turns mute. If she wanted to leave, she could get in her car right now and go. But she's not doing that. She's still here. I join her on the trunk, facing forward. A gust of wind rattles the leaves of a black oak. That kind of tree, at that height, is probably older than my house. And yet, as mighty and proud as it looks, it still shakes in the wind. It's just been hard, she says, these past few weeks. I know what she means. It has been hard. I want her to tell me everything she's been feeling about our relationship, about what's been going on with us. I can do better, I swear. We can get past this. She starts, you can tell me. I just miss him, Zoe says. It's not the same without him. He could be a jerk sometimes, but I still miss him. Him. What the blank is wrong with me? She looks me in the eye. Don't you miss him? I was his best friend. Of course, I say. Of course I miss him. She drops her head on my shoulder. Don't go. Fighting for air, I tell her. I won't. No, I mean ever. I look ahead into the black night.